what it is. But it's one of those days where, or when it's one of those moments, I think everybody, I haven't met a person yet that doesn't remember where they were when that happened.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, I was home. It was in the morning. I was getting ready for work. I remember.
Where were you working at the time?
At the time, I was working for Alienware, the PC company. Yeah, I remember that. I was living in, God. You know what? I don't remember heck where I was living at the time.
But in Miami?
Yeah. It was in
area?
Yeah, it was in Miami. I can't remember where we were living at the time. But I remember I was getting ready for work because it was like 8:40, whatever the time it was in the morning. I'm looking on TV and I see the building on fire. I'm like, what the heck? Because the volume was down. I'm like, what the heck is going on? So yeah, I remember. I mean, it's, you know.
I was a freshman in college, but I was living at home, and my old man had back then in his job, he had like 1 day a week where he would work late. So he worked like, noon to 8 or whatever it was. And it was that day. So he was home, I was home, I get up, I'm ready to go. My first semester at the community college.
It was Miami Lakes.
Miami Lakes,
that's
where
where I was living?
Yeah.
Sorry.
And so the news is on, we see the first one. And it was one of those things where, first thing's like, that has to be an accident.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
But then you start thinking, I'm 19 at the time. And I get in with my old man. And I'm like, thinking, gotta be an accident, but what did the pilot fall asleep?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
why are they flying that low? And
right, we would be nowhere near that when the second one comes. I mean, forget accident, you knew.
Yeah. You're like, that's got to be a terrorist act.
And then all I remember after that, I don't know, it was about a 20-minute drive to school, and being in history class, and the professor talking about our world will never be the same, all that stuff, and everybody was in shock. Those of us that showed up. And then at the time, I was working after school at an elementary school doing like aftercare.
Yeah. So
I would start like at 1:30 after my morning classes, and school lets out at 2. And I remember the hysteria. Mind you, we were in South Florida.
Yeah.
But the line of cars went down blocks of people hysterical, trying to just get their kids and go home, because it was the two towers there. Then it was
the Pentagon.
The Pentagon.
That one, and then the one I think was Virginia. Is that the plane that ended up just hitting in the field where it never actually made it, where it was going to the White House, I think?
So nobody knew where the next one was.
Yeah, you thought there was more.
And I just remember that. I remember just hysteria, because it was something at the time. We live in a very comfortable, safe America.
Yep.
Y'all can't attack us.
Yeah.
We're safe. And that was like,
yeah, it's unfortunate, but
maybe not.
It changed everything. Yeah.
You know?
You're absolutely right about that. And then seeing the, because obviously the coverage continued, and then you see that when the building started coming down. I was like, holy cow, man.
I watched, as a matter of fact, last night, because again, they were playing these documentaries late at night. I had a long day yesterday, and so I didn't last long in bed watching TV, but I put to record 2 of them. And one would think, why would you want to see those things? Like, you've seen it. But I think, like anything unpleasant and negative and sad, or that comes through your life, I think part of it is it's good to remember those things.
Yeah.
It keeps things in perspective. I don't want to get comfortable. I don't want to get spoiled. I don't want to take for granted saying bye to my family every day, or talking to my parents or whatever. I want to appreciate those things, because you ain't promised tomorrow. I'm not promised tonight. You know what I'm saying?
It's true.
And not to get overly dramatic, but part of why we do this, we discussed it many times. I'm 37 years old, and I got like this midlife maybe, or like, thing going on where I started taking more pictures. I started, I wanted to do this to, maybe the grandkids one day care about what I felt about whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
But
exactly
wanting to leave like a trail,
yeah,
because there's just so much sad shit going on every day. Our jobs put us at risk every day.
Yeah.
And I want to leave something behind, man.
Yeah.
And I don't want to count on being 50 and 60 one day and then start trying to leave stuff behind.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.